Hello class, welcome to week 34, class C. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about drive. So when we talk about drive, I'm not of course talking about driving a motorbike or driving a car. I'm actually talking to you about motivation. So in our skillful book, unit 8, the first question is, what drives us? Is it happiness? Is it health? Is it riches? So the meaning of the word drive actually means ambition, determination, incentive, encouragement. And it's basically asking the question, what pushes you forward? What motivates all of your decisions or actions or choices in life? Because underlyingly motivation, it's two factors, right? The things that motivate us outside, rewards, and the things that motivate us inside, feeling good. So within this, health, happiness, and riches is what Macmillan offers us. But I'd actually like to offer you 5. So beyond health, happiness, and motivation, I think there's a little bit more, and I want to talk to you a little bit more deeply about it. So because this is inherently, it's just naturally a private conversation about what drives us, I'd like to ask all of you to remember our group guidelines that we made in our last discussion. Research shows us that it's much easier to speak negatively or maybe come off rude in an online setting, and because we don't see people face to face, so it's easier to judge or maybe be damaging. So all of you said really beautiful things about our group guidelines and what we want our group to be and to interact with, what we want to hear ourselves, what we want to say. So when we talk about what drives and motivates us individually and personally, as a group and as a class, also about your families, remember that it's personal, and we'll put in place those guidelines. Another important thing to remember is there's no right or wrong answers. For example, I'm really motivated by connection, feeling close to my family, to my daughter. If things aren't right with them, then I'm just not right at all. I have a bad day, everything is off. And a lot of people can compartmentalize, put these different feelings in different boxes, and they go to work and then they're on work mode. Then they go home and they rethink their family life. My husband is probably like that. So he might say he's motivated by money, and that doesn't mean he doesn't love me or our baby. It's just simply the way we're built. We're different, right? Like if he someday won the lottery, which would be great, he'd probably spend it all on us. Whereas I don't really care that much about money, and I think I'm more motivated by family. But if I have a lot of money, I would like to spend it because it's fun. So there are no right or wrong answers to motivation. And if you're like me, or like most of the people in the world, you probably have different kinds of motivation for different things. So we're going to break that down and talk about it because it changes at different points in your life, but it also changes by the category. So I want to introduce you to a book called Driven: How Human Nature Shapes Our Choices. And it's written by Harvard Business School professors, Paul Lawrence and Nida Noria. And they basically say that all human beings have core principles that drive them and influence their decisions and actions. But they are business professors, so they do this from a business standpoint, and how businesses can use this information to make more money and be more successful. So, but I think it's really valid statements about human beings in general, so we're going to use it. So the first one is the drive to acquire, to have things. So this means to obtain or to collect physical objects as well. So physical objects, the things around me, having nice things, as well as other qualities that are not tangible, that are not touchable. For example, status, power, influence. If you feel like in the future you want to be wealthy or famous or an influencer or somehow powerful, maybe politically, then you might be connected to this drive. The second one is the drive to bond, the desire to feel loved and valued by forming relationships with others. Now, these could be romantic, but they could also just be family relationships, friend relationships. We call non-romantic relationships, we call them platonic in English. So both platonic and romantic. If you want to feel respected, feel attractive, or liked, highly regarded, then you might be connected to this drive. The third one is the drive to learn. Now, we all want to learn, but this one refers more to just this insatiable, this unstoppable curiosity. You're so curious. Whenever you see something, you want to know, what is that? Why is it like that? If you're always interested in new things, learning stuff on YouTube, training workshops, academic programs, reading extra books on different topics, anything to make you more knowledgeable or competent, then you might be connected to this drive. I feel connected to this drive. I love to learn new things, and might be things that I'll never use, like how to make a worm bin. But I still get curious and want to learn. The fourth one is a really interesting one, and one that I've really never thought of, and I'm interested to see later in the discussion posts if any of us, if any of the students are connected to this. It's called the drive to defend. The drive to defend. This refers to the desire to protect ourselves, to protect our loved ones and our property. So when you can imagine like home alarm systems, insurance products, maybe you love martial arts, or you want to be a lawyer, legal services, like being a defense attorney, if you feel driven to keep people safe or fix a problem, prevent bad things from happening, if you want to be a police officer, then you're probably connected to this drive too, the drive to defend. Okay, so the last one is the drive to feel. So this is a fun one. This is about new experiences, intense emotions, excitement, entertainment, anticipation, pleasure. So if you want to go to restaurants and see new movies, go gaming, go to concerts, sporting events, something that you look forward to. If you are an adrenaline junkie and you want to skydive or paraglide, or I don't know, there's a monsoon coming to Ho Chi Minh City, a big storm, so you go off to Vung Tau and you want to ride your surfboard and go surfing in the ocean during a monsoon, then the drive to feel, to have really intense either sporting activities or moments. Some poets say that they have the drive to feel, and they feel things through words and through emotions in a very different way. So these are the 5 feelings. Let me just recap them for you. Again, the book is called Driven: How Human Nature Shapes Our Choices, by 2 Harvard business professors, Paul Lawrence and Nina Noraya. 1, drive to acquire. 2, the drive to bond. 3, the drive to learn. 4, the drive to defend. And 5, the drive to feel. So it's a little bit more in-depth than what Macmillan has given us with health, riches, and happiness. Although health, riches, and happiness, I think, are also cornerstones, right? So I want you to consider these 5 that I've given you, and I want you to answer the question, what is the most motivating of these 5 for you as an individual person? So this question will take some time. You might have to do some brainstorming. You can do this in your class notebook, and answer some questions about yourself. You can ask questions about yourself. Follow the guide that I have for you in the instruction sheet. But at the end of the day, the main question is, what drives you? Okay, so when you found your answer and done some soul searching, please answer in the forum. I've also given you guys the link to our vocabulary. So for today, after class, after you answer the introductory question about what drives you, you're going to answer that, post on the discussion board. You need to write it to at least 2 people what they've done. I expect this to be about a paragraph. I put some specific guidelines in the text sheet. And then 2, you're going to do the vocabulary preview section. So you do need to do your vocabulary logbook. This is due at the end of the unit, like always. And please do this in handwriting in your vocabulary logbook. Give your eyes a break from the screen. And then you're going to do the completed section in your skillful book. So you're going to do the vocabulary preview. You can find that on page 78. Okay? Bye, students. Have a great day.